I woke up in the morning on Monday and I'm like, hey, Sky is telling me that, the plane taking taking
PSG.
PSG to London did not have What a Pity Dembele on it. What is going on?
What a pity.
And then you tell me that, oh, it's not a rumor, that someone actually put a mic on Luis Enrique, and he said, yeah, it's for disciplinary purposes. So do you think this was a mistake?
So, given the outcome of the game,
Yeah.
and the fact that PSG kind of looked, can I say toothless, almost toothless
Mm.
against Arsenal. Yes, I would say that was a mistake. But the only caveat I'll say is that I'll put in there is I don't know what the offense was. And you and
Mm.
I, we know the way Luis
Yeah.
Enrique is.
And we
It
also
could
know the way
be
Dembele is.
exactly. It could be something as minor as probably the young man laughing when Enrique was serious in a training session or something, right? And then he decides he goes mad. I'm like, I'm dropping you. We don't have the details, right?
Mm.
I've tried to find out what exactly happened, but nobody seems to be saying precisely what happened. But I
Mm.
understand he has then apologized and is actually in the squad
Mm.
that is playing currently. I think
Okay.
PSG is playing right now. It was 1-1 earlier on. I don't know what the final result. Well, it's still 1-1. 1 minute ago. But he is in the squad for the game. But see, I get all this. You trying to be disciplined.
Mm.
I like it. I mean, if you start overlooking things, you're eroding your culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And once you lose your culture, you've lost everything. Culture is everything.
Mm.
Culture is your identity. Culture is what makes you who you are.
Mm.
So yeah, Luis Enrique. The only reason why I'm saying I have a bit of a problem with it is I know the kind of person Luis Enrique is. It could be for something so minute, yeah. But he had options against Arsenal, and I still look at it and I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
you could have done you could have Dembele could have contributed more than the people that you had in there on that particular day. But PSG, where they are on the table right now, I don't think they're suffering that much.
Yeah.
Like I said, the game is not a significant game per se, so you can afford to drop. So
So,
as long as
but
Enrique is happy, all good.
so it's a good segue to like maybe the game itself. What
Yeah.
did you think about the game itself, Yinka?
So the game just kind of I look at PSG and I'm like, you guys are just local champions. Number one, I did not like the setup from Luis Enrique
Okay,
at
say
all.
more. Okay.
He he could have. I believe he could have done better. So he had Fabian Ruiz on the bench, which was very
Yeah.
very odd, right? For
He
me,
came in
I
later,
thought that
right?
was
He came
very.
in later.
He came. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came in later. And up front, I'm trying to pick out the lineup. Aha. And up front, he started Desire Doué, who is very good footballer, but he's a teenager. And I think that's
Yeah.
probably his first start for PSG. I'm not sure, but it's most likely his first start for PSG. Then he
Mm.
started the South Korean league,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And with Bradley Bakola. And
Backcourt,
in
yeah.
midfield, there was really no defensive midfielder. You think Vitinha has that tendency to play defensive midfield? He's not
To
really a defensive
no,
midfielder.
he can be like a poor man's Busquets. Can be, can be, can be. But you wouldn't look at Busquets and say he's there for defense now. He's there to recycle
Exactly.
the ball. Yeah,
Exactly. So he played
yeah,
more or less three flat midfielders:
yeah,
João
yeah.
Neves, Zaire Emery, and Vitinha, right?
Mm.
And he had on the bench, he had Fabian Ruiz that I thought should have started.
Mm-hmm.
And also up front, I wasn't really a fan of Kangli being the striker. It could have been
Yeah.
Randall Kolo Muani. But actually,
Who
there's
also
something I
came in?
really
Who also came in
who
later?
also came
Yeah.
in. Yeah, but there's something I really need to say. We did a
Okay.
segment 2 or 3 weeks ago around overrated players. You and I missed
Ooh,
someone that we should have put in there, and it
not
is
Kolomwani.
not Kolomwani. It's the PSG goalkeeper Donnarumma.
Ooh,
How
yes,
how
yes,
did how I
yes,
missed it and you
yes,
missed it
yes.
is
No, 1,000%, 1,000%. So, Nika, before you go on, one of the commentators here said this man is about 7 feet tall. He's not. He's exaggerating. And could like look, the first goal that Arsenal scored, our versus 6'3", but Donnarumma is taller than 6'3". I don't know exactly how tall he is,
it
but
is.
he didn't even jump. Like he got bullied by, and he's twice the size of Havertz, but he didn't even jump. I mean, he makes mistakes with his feet. He doesn't use his feet. He can't use his feet. So forget
Mm.
that one. And then he just makes other silly mistakes as well. He's not a leader. He doesn't really organize his defense. And he makes a lot of money.
A lot of money. And for someone that was touted the next Buffon,
Yeah, he was supposed to be.
come on, come on, come
Yeah.
on. I've given him the benefit of the doubt too many times, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, you're just an
Yeah.
average Joe. You're not a good goalkeeper. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
you always say something, Yinka, when we're talking about
mm,
young talent. You talk about some youth will just mature very early, right? And then they stay flat or they improve a little bit, a little bit, a little bit going forward, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he might be because goalkeepers usually don't get good until like 26, right?
yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
they get even better, right? And they can still continue to be better into their 30s. And
Yeah,
even back in the day when players were done at 30, we had people like Dino Zoff who were playing at 42, Peter Shilton. It was
absolutely.
because
Yeah,
goalkeepers don't run. They don't run, they
yeah.
don't break legs, they don't do any of that. So they didn't even need the advanced medical science we have now to play deep
Mm-hmm.
into their 30s. So you
Absolutely.
had a chance to really mature. So Donnarumma stood out because it was good at 17, it was good at 18, it was good at 19. It was
Yeah.
as good as your average 26-year-old goalkeeper. So did we
Mm-hmm.
overrate him because we accounted for his age? We would,
I think so.
and I think that's
I
what
think
happened.
so. I
Yeah.
think so. Perfect point. But to
Yeah.
add to that also, maybe when he started playing, there was little emphasis on goalkeeper being able to use their feet very well
Absolutely.
or joining the
Absolutely.
game. Akin, the
Hmm.
guy is clumsy.
Yeah.
He's
He
very
hasn't
clumsy.
improved. He hasn't
He,
improved at all.
he
Yeah, it's
hasn't.
actually kind of amazing.
I think there are
It's,
better goalkeepers in Italy
oh
than
yeah.
him,
Yeah.
and he shouldn't be Italy's number one goalkeeper.